joining us right now to talk about it. And by the way, the reason we keep talking about this is because we have made it clear what we think needs to happen. And we want to talk to as many people in Congress as we can. So joining us is Congressman Pat Harrigan, representative from North Carolina. And he is joining us now. Congressman, welcome back to TMZ Live.
Hey guys, always great to be with you. Thanks for having me.
We appreciate it. So yeah, we have started something here because I'm just going to talk personally. I'm sick of hearing Democrats blaming this on the Republicans, and I'm sick of hearing the Republicans blaming it on the Democrats. For more than 200 years, this country has been able to operate because Congress has been able to compromise and negotiate. They can't do it now because we're in day 37 and there's going to be a mid-air collision at some point if this continues. And everybody's dug in, sick of the finger pointing. And my feeling now is we're calling it OWTA, out with their asses. Vote against every member of Congress in the primary coming up next year and tell the nation we're sick of representatives who cannot come together. I'm sick of hearing the blame game because it's both your faults. And I think we need a clean sweep. And I think we need new people, and we need to tell them, if you do this like they did that, you're out next time too. What do you think of that?
Harvey, I've been tracking your OWTA initiative, and look, I think that I think you're gaining some steam the longer this thing goes, right? Because the longer the shutdown goes, the more dominoes that end up falling, and the more consequential this is for the American people. I mean, look, I'm tired of saying the same things after 37 days too, just like everybody's tired of hearing it. The reality is nobody wins in a shutdown. It's not about, is it the Democrats' fault? Is it the Republicans' fault? The only thing that's assured during a government shutdown is that the American people lose, and we're watching the American people lose in real time. So we're all incredibly frustrated. I share your exact same sentiments with respect to some of this is dangerous, right? The longer this goes on, the more that you've got that kind of little thought in the back of every air traffic controller's head while they're trying to handle a bunch of different things simultaneously and keep people safe in the air, that I don't know how I'm going to pay my bills next week. That's not good for America. I think we can all have humanity and understand that that's the situation that we're in. And so I'm 100% on board with you.
So how does that message, and I hear what you're saying, that you agree with us. It feels like nothing will happen until more of your fellow members of Congress agree with this, and that they are actually realizing that there is no more. The finger pointing doesn't do anything. Like, even if you believed at the beginning of this that it's the Democrats' fault, and even if they believed at the beginning it's the Republicans' fault, you all have to realize that the American people are at some point just going to say it's all of your fault, and you're all going to get voted out. I mean, even if we didn't talk about this and start this OWTA, that's where it was going to go, because eventually America's fed up.
Yeah, no, I think you're right about that, Charles, right? Like, you're hold everybody accountable, and everybody is accountable for it at the end of the day. I think you've got two really big problems here, because look, I am one that believes this is not our fault. I believe that Republicans, we did do our job on September 19th, and we have laid the groundwork for a simple, clean, continuing resolution that has no policy riders, nothing, that's controversial about it at all. But all that being said, look, like, I think one of the biggest problems that we have in Congress is that we have almost a historically low percentage of men and women in Congress who are veterans compared to our history. And if you look back in the times after World War II, we were hovering 60, 70, even up into the 80 percentile. And actually, just 6 years ago, we were at 9%. Today, we're at 19%. One thing I'll tell you about veterans in Congress, and you probably didn't think I was going to take it this direction. I didn't either. But we really don't argue about reality. It doesn't matter whether we're conservative, whether we're liberal, Republican, Democrat, what have you. Like, we actually understand the problems that America faces, and we don't argue over the problem statements. I think that's one of the greatest issues that we actually have in Congress right now is we don't agree on the problems. We've always had broad disagreement on the solutions to our problems in our country. That goes all the way back to the revolution. But we have rarely in our nation's history had disagreements on the problem statement, and that's where we are today, and that's why it's such a logjam.
That's a good point.
I want to just air one more grievance, that when I hear Chuck Schumer, spinning this, and when I hear Mike Johnson smugly spinning this, and no, you need to listen to me. It's not our fault. Our representatives on the Republican side are doing God's work in their districts. BS. They are treating us like we're stupid, that you're at home right now. I'm guessing you want to be in D.C., and he's trying to convince us that you're better off where you are there than in Washington. I'm not buying what he's selling.
It's up to each individual member how they want to spend their time at the end of the day. I mean, certainly I've had some great time during this shutdown back here in the district with my constituents. We've had a telephone town hall where we had almost 16,000 people on it. That being said, I was up in Washington yesterday. I've been up in Washington every week of this shutdown. I've been flying back and forth. And look, I'm trying to get as much done as I possibly can within my sphere of influence. The reality is I'm not in leadership, and neither are, 429 other members of Congress. They aren't either. And so, look, we're stuck in this position. I would just tell you, I'm a huge fan of Dusty Johnson's bill. It's a bipartisan bill that if Republicans and Democrats can't come to an agreement on a continuing resolution, keeping the government funded, that it automatically kicks in a 2-week CR every single time so that we never are in this situation again. And neither side can point to the other and say they're holding the American people hostage. I'd be in great favor of passing that bill. And that's exactly what I think we should do as soon as we get back into session.
All right. Well, you made a reference to the veterans serving in Congress. I would love to see someone step up and be the hero. Someone step up and be the hero and say that, you know what? By the way, I would think both sides at this point would say, if we are the ones who make the first step to make this end, we are going to come off better to the American public.
Yeah, you guys think
if it is about PR,
you guys think it looks weak. It's actually strong.
Yeah, it would actually be strong to be the party that stepped forward and said, all right, we're going to end this for the sake of the American people. But we really appreciate you being with us again, Congressman, and look forward to talking to you soon when this is over.
Absolutely. I appreciate y'all's perspectives, and thanks for doing what you do for our country.
And by the way, I'm kind of old, so hopefully that's going to be sooner rather than later to talk again. you got to help this guy out.
Amen to that. You're doing great, though, Harvey. Both you and Charles looking great.
Thanks, Congressman.
Thanks, Congressman. Appreciate it. Okay, that was good.